Um, it's so great to be here. I've been telling people who I've invited here this week often, I said, you know, if you don't know about this place, it's a center of sanity in this town. It really, really is. I don't know of any place that's cooler. I don't know if there's any other place I would really rather be doing a reading or just hanging out. So I'm glad you're all here. Thank you, Scott and Sean and Lauren and Valerie and everyone else involved with making 309 possible. So this is a longer poem, and yeah, I went to Minneapolis one time, and this is about that trip. And the names in here have been left in, so the innocent are not protected. And the Leanne in here really is the Leanne that's with us tonight.
Cool.
When we get into the sky, can we please eat this song? In this book, I will have a dream, and the dream will be a poem, and the poem will take its own course. When we get into the sky, can we please eat this song? Yes. When we get into the sky, we can eat this song. In Minneapolis, the sun is shining and the runways are stained with oil and history. We are backing out, directed by men with orange vests and sticks and yellow earplugs. They look so themselves out there. A plane in reverse, covering the mapped history with its oil and secrets. In this way, backing out means something else. Goodbye, country that's so beautiful. We salute your sunshine, lakes, and tater tots. We imagine the yellow lines on your runway, your blue lights and grass that is just waking up. Good morning, grass of the waking class. You've come too far to back out now. Just open your eyes and breathe. In the lakes of nowhere, a neighborhood. Your lakes are clearly visible, dotted by suburban histories of dirt and weather. A twisting Mississippi spotted for the first time, head convoluted with too much day world. You could say, I'm really stressed out because of too many things to do, but you don't. You just don't. Although finally an I enters, which gives this song a subject, and clouds. But instead you say, head convoluted with too much day world. The sky is you, if slippery, no other. And clouds, and sadness, in a crumb-like way, haunts me every day. You open your eyes to its staggering histories, like oil, rivers, and lakes upon leaving. Though the sadness you leave is never left, the leaving turns in on itself upon first being spotted, just waking up. In this way, sadness is like leaving, lingering. It lingers, always. And if you never leave, then you never arrive. And sadness does stay around like this. But something more concrete, a bright Sunday morning, 3,100 feet up above the Midwest, and the depression barely hides just behind the eyes. 51 in 6 days, crumbling. I often feel like a crumb. Why is it, like rivers, I do not know, always? It's always there, as long as I can remember. For the entire length of memory and sadness, the length of memory and sadness. I should read and work on the poems more, exercise more, drink less, eat right, clean and clear out the house, rest. Yes, but I get sad to see 51 approaching and knowing that I don't, haven't done yet. I've been saying this forever, since before I was born, since after I awoke. New grass of Minnesota in runway patch of airport. Like clouds, we weave a world with these words of our sadness and lowest self-esteem, of nagging fear that the first PowerPoint will peter out, peter this and peter that, putter itself to a never beginning, unending nagging. Knowing that once back home, a big galoot nothing will sit on you and you'll wish you were someone else. Yes, but you are not someone else. Couldn't be if you tried. But 3,300 and 4,000 feet into the light, I am here, and no one is sitting on me. The sky is full of nice, clean haircuts and the need to be still. Like yesterday at the hotel bar, talking to Katie. Clean haircuts, coffee, and Sky Mile cookies. agitated coffee bumping along the sky miles. The road to coffee is often full of bumps. Last night after the reading, we crammed ourselves into a cab and went to a bar called Grumpy's. But the bar with Katie and the hotel haircuts was before this. Sunlight still about the outlined windows. The kind beer-drinking fellow beside me told me I had nice hair, and he meant it. His cut was clean, as neat and precise, much unlike mine, or at least how I perceive it. Mine not precise, but wavy, like some clouds traced more and more with silver linings. And Katie in the sun understands this, and she sings energy, her every step. She is a convergence waiting to happen. One boundless practice of everything, yes. And the sky-cut guy spoke with her too, as we nibbled on her bison and boundless bits of chips and cheese. His daughter was in a dance contest, and he was at the bar having a beer. But it's not what it seems. He was seemly in a wholesome way, and wore his heart on his big red face. And in the most human sense, we sensed his talk, and I hope he ours, though I felt I should have spoken more. Kind people adoring deserve more of that. Our attention, not much to ask. If this poem were a prayer, I would pray it for him and his hymn of a haircut in the beer talk of days. Upon arriving in Minneapolis, I was greeted by a robin, and then I saw two geese in partnered formation, like one sneeze and another in quick succession. Patterned as this flying over the highway. A man driving a van was singing to himself like his life depended on it. Depended and bent, the scuffling of travel requires such focus. Is it muddy? Is it dreamy? Is it Mississippi heartland? Mudfields, marsh hearts. In Minneapolis, I never saw the Mississippi, but I did once get lost in the skyway and doubted my steps. I could see the hotel and the telltale outer world, but I kept getting further and further away from it. But the skyway to some is a riddle and a wonder, like when Jennifer, in the flood of writerly masses, enthusiastically said to me, "I learned there's this thing called the skyway." I amazed my way back to her in the hotel, saying, "I know, I got lost in it yesterday." This proves that Jennifer and I are equally tourists in this way. Sometimes when you doubt things, you circle them, like dotted fields of the great Midwest, like Minneapolis and its history with lakes, its oil stains and panhandlers. "Pray for me," one said to me, and I said, "Sure, I mean it," he said, with his bumble-casted leg. "I know," I said. That was on the way back from the bursting bubble overflowing with Hilton and sacrificed space, where I lost Leanne in the Leanne night. You can doubt the night like you doubt yourself, but you shouldn't doubt Leanne. I didn't doubt her and didn't exactly lose her, which moves me in a way back to concrete and history. We caught a cab in the leathery history of sundown and scenery along the skyway-riddled Nicollet Mall, with its gangs of pedestrians and homeless posses snapping pictures and drumming onward, in a flush of where are we going and where have we been. She found the address, and the cabbie thought it funny that I got lost in the skyway. A Mexican from Queens, he's been in Minneapolis for 16 years now. He said we should see the Mall of America. She said, "We hate malls. Malls are evil." He got silent, and I think she felt the pedal drop of remorse. I just wanted to see the Mississippi. This was on our way to the Birds of Sex World poetry reading in a loft with a window opened with a wasp on a penciled sketch come to life on the wall. With Michael and Kim, two good friends of meaning and miles. Of Michael's friend Jen, who couldn't get in, so waited and had a drink at the bar below the open window. Leanne smiled like Leanne and smiled some more, but didn't sing. But she did read songs about her love for Miranda, who awoke from sleep saying, "Take me to the grass." Michael, not weary, one word at a time, light spaces in the American songbook. She's holding on to you for dear life. This line dropped in as a gift from a pronomial sky. As we descend over Georgia, as ascending some before, Michael spoke one word, whole one words at a time. And in a string, he strung them together like steps in the air, like a string of lakes or sneezes. Kim was terrific in her Kim-like manner of love, because that's what she does, which converges us well in the big, this is what we do, and every time I'm around her, I always want to do more. Her lines and quick-witted shifts shot back and forth in the light. Her eyes, as she read, became heart headlights. This much is clear, even thick-haired and in clouds. His cloud haircut landed in Atlanta, a man 5 seats ahead, is headphoned in a loom-large way. His hair from the back is big, neat, and clean, like that sky on the ground, like that kindness in the bar. We bumble along the old milky trail, ready to wean ourselves from the secret traces of oil, love of the lake lore. We leave those lakes behind. It leaves us. They're back where we once belonged, converged in night cars, cramped together with bodies. Those were the days when they were last night. The leaving never leaves, but listens and remembers, pushes and picks, all the while winding forward in a hold-back Mississippi skyway way. In this cloud, we come home. Thank you.